Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, as you guys can see from the title, we're going Valentine's Day. Normally I go for like a soft, subtle pink, something nice and neutral. This time I wanted to go a little bit more glam and a little more over the top. I will be using the ABH Norvina Volume 2, the blue palette for the entire eye look today, and I love the way it turned out. I'm loving this like smoky purpley pink. So if you want to see how we got here, make sure to keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3+ times a week, and that's going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So sit back, relax, have fun, join me, and let's jump right into the video. Alright, so my eyes are already primed, and I am going to, I've already pulled you guys in. We're going to be using the ABH Norvina Collection palette. This is the number 2. Obviously, it's the blue one, because I really want to play around with these pinks in here today. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with D3, the hot pink right in the middle. And I'm taking a very small, like I literally tap my brush in once, and we're just going to trace the crease. With a tiny bit more, when I look forward, I'm just going to blend that up a little more because I'm going a bit more dramatic today. So I want to make sure when I'm looking straight on that you still see that pink all the way up to just below where we're going to highlight the brow bone. Grabbing a much smaller brush, I'm going to take that same pink shade and I'm just going to pack it along the outer portion of the eye, really just in the crease. On that same brush, I'm going to go into C3, which is the shade right below, which is almost like an indigo blue. I think when that blends in with the pink, it's going to go a little bit more purpley. That's what I love most about color and color theory, is that the color the eyeshadow appears in the pan not only is not the only color it can be, but it also isn't the only color it needs to be. Like, this is showing up so much more purple on the eye, which is what I want. And it's definitely more of like an indigo blue shade, but because we're blending it over that pink, we're getting a lot more of those purple vibes. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to mix the two of those together on my brush and kind of take a little bit of both. And I'm just going to go in a diagonal, almost as if it was liner on the eye. And once that's deposited down on that same brush, I'm just going to go in small circular motions just to blend towards the lid. Quickly grabbing a small blending brush, I'm going to take a tiny bit more of just the pink, and I'm just going to redefine the crease. Now, I did start with the eyes because I expected a whole lot more fallout than there was, so I'm actually really happy. This is only the second time I have used this palette. All right, I'm going to take a little setting spray across the eyes just to kind of add a little moisture so that when I go into A1, that shade right there, we have a little bit of something for it to stick to. I'm going to also quickly mist the brush just so that it's really foiled. Going right into the socket, I'm just going to blend to make sure that none of that shimmer goes above the crease. And I'm going to take a very tiny amount of the black, like basically next to nothing, and I'm just going to stipple a tiny bit of that just in the outermost area of the crease to add the tiniest bit more dimension. Alright, I'm going to throw some black eyeliner on, throw on my lashes, and put a little bit of complexion on, and I'll be right back to tie up the face and the under eye and the lip and all that fun stuff. Alright, so the base is like baking. There's a little bit of powder on there, and the liner is on, so I'm going to start by finishing up the eyes. First thing I'm going to do is going back into that black shade. I'm going to take a really, really small pointed brush And I'm going to take a tiny bit of black right on the tip, and I'm just gonna set down that liner. Going into a pencil brush, I'm going right into the pink, and I'm just going to connect the outermost portion of the lid all the way around the lower lash. And it's gonna start off looking pretty harsh. That will go away once we blend in the indigo and kind of connect everything. On that same brush, going into the indigo shade, just kind of smoking out the edges. And then on the fluffy brush we used with the pink earlier, I'm just gonna kind of blend a little bit of pink over everything else. I'm gonna take a tiny bit more pink and just enhance a little bit lower. I do want this to be pretty smoked out, but I do want to make sure that I'm not losing that pink, since I consider pink to be the star of the show. All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys out and we'll tie up the face. For contour, bronzer, blush, and highlight today, I'm gonna be using my Hourglass Edit Unlocked palette. So I'm gonna start by mixing those two shades, concentrating on the lighter of the two, and that's going to be the hollows of the cheeks to contour. For bronzer, I'm gonna actually mix the same shades, but I'm gonna concentrate more on the darker one. I'm gonna take the lightest shade, and we're just going to add a little bit of brightness to the under eye. And I am actually gonna mix both blushes today. My favorite part is obviously highlighting. So I'm gonna take a fluffy brush and start with the highlight shade. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of buff that over all of the cheek, so I'll get like a nice glowy blush going on, and that's gonna kind of take everywhere. With whatever's left, I'm just gonna kind of take the high points of the face, just add a little bit of that glow back in. And then switching over to a really precise brush with that exact same shade, we're gonna hit up the highest point of the cheekbone and under the brow, just so that you really get that nice high point on the cheek. Glowing like a disco ball. The same shade, again, that we used on the cheek is also going to be the inner corner highlight. So now, the biggest issue with any sort of dramatic eye is you can easily go too much on the lip. So I'm gonna keep it a little bit more neutral. I'm gonna take the Beauty For Real lip liner. This is in the shade Neutral. It is the medium of the three shades that they make. And I'm going to line the lips. Normally, you guys know I would top this with a lipstick and then a gloss, but for today I do want it to be a little softer. So I'm going right into my Fenty gloss in Fussy, just because I want to add a little bit of that like pinky glow, but I still want it to be this very nude neutral. And that is the finished look. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my very pink and a little obnoxious, but I love it, Valentine's Day look. Make sure to like this video if you like tutorials like this, or if you are feeling the pink eye look. Pink eye look, that does not make it sound good. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!